Hello, I'm Tom Coleman, Legal Director of Spectrum Institute. We're a nonprofit organization promoting conservatorship reform in California, disability rights, and access to mental health services for people with developmental disabilities. Today, I'm announcing that Spectrum Institute is filing a report with the Governor of California. The report shows a gap in civil rights protections for conservatees with developmental disabilities. We've issued a press release about the report, and it's asking Governor Newsom to investigate a gap in civil rights protections and to take action directing two civil rights agencies that are under his jurisdiction to become involved in these cases. There are about 50,000 conservatees currently with intellectual and developmental disabilities, and about 5,000 new petitions are filed annually. So it's, a considerable number of people involved in these conservatorships who have developmental disabilities. And our research has shown that there are ongoing civil rights violations by judges, attorneys, conservators, guardians ad litem, many people involved in these proceedings, civil rights violations against this population. And we have brought this problem to the attention of various officials and agencies in the past, but without success. We, way back several years ago, we wrote to then Attorney General Kamala Harris with no response. We did follow up with Attorney General Javier Becerra, no response. We contacted the head of the Attorney General's Civil Rights Enforcement Section and staff attorneys, and nothing was ever done. They cite a conflict of interest that they represent the state officials and agencies, and so they're not available to help victims of discrimination when the perpetrators are state actors. So it looks like we can't expect any help from the chief law enforcement officer of the state, unfortunately. So that means that the burden shifts to, or the responsibility, I should say, shifts to the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, which is the largest civil rights enforcement agency in any state in the nation, and also the Department of Developmental Services that enforces the Lanterman Act and the various civil rights protections contained in that act. Now, we've approached the Department of Fair Employment and Housing and the agency secretary, the Consumer Services Agency Secretary, to whom the director of the Department of Fair Employment and Housing reports. And so far, no meaningful action has been taken by that department to investigate this problem and to become proactive in helping a class of people who, because of the nature of their disability, cannot generally file complaints or fight back on their own. So they need proactive help from the Department of Fair Employment and Housing. We've also approached the Department of Developmental Services. We tried to meet with the director, but she didn't show up for the meeting. Instead, she sent the attorney for the department. We had a meeting, and also a representative from the agency to which they report, the Health and Human Services Agency, was at that meeting. Nothing ever happened. They acted as if they need new legislation to take action. They don't need new legislation. They have all the powers they need. They just need to have the will to do something. So because we've tried working our way up from the bottom, going to department heads, going to agency secretaries, we have nowhere left to go except to the governor of California with an urgent plea for him to investigate this problem and to direct these departments to start helping people with developmental disabilities. You can find out more about this on our website, spectruminstitute.org. And we'd love to hear from you if you'd like to get involved in this attempt to get the civil rights agencies in California to help this population of individuals, especially those who are being victimized by discrimination and injustice. Thank you very much for your attention.